Hello, everyone. This is Phil Yaeger. It is Saturday, December 30th, and I want to wish you all a Happy New Year. And today, I want to go over a few things. First of all, I want to go over, the changes you can expect to see in each part of the different parts of the exam. And I'll say it again, just like I've said it over and over again. All right. If you are not passing the exam, it's probably the fact that you are not following the blueprints. These are the maps and the tasks of what they're going to ask on the exam. They're no longer going to ask content specifications. And also, the old multiple choice questions that the providers provide to you, all right, they're actually very simple compared to the new exam because they are just on concepts themselves alone. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go over those, but the questions are going to be more, I'd say, harder on the exam than they were before. All right, I'm not trying to scare you, but you got to know the concepts. You have to know how to be able to explain the concepts. Now, let's start first of all with the various changes on the different parts. And we published this on our CPA exam blog. And this was published on August 25th of 2017. So if you go to the Yaeger CPA Review website and you look under the blogs we wrote, all right, this should say CPA exam content changes, what's eligible for testing in the first quarter of 2018. But, all right, I want to go over some of these and try, if you can jot these down, all right, or you can go to our website and look at the blog and read it. But anyway, with the BEC, let's start with the BEC. All right, first of all, you can see these topics that will be tested throughout 2018, and they include topics on automation, also blockchain, and also Bitcoins. Bitcoins is a big area. People have, this is like currency. Instead of dollars we used to buy things, people are using Bitcoins, and they're making a fortune with these things. All right, so make sure you know this new area of Bitcoins. Also, all right, cloud operations and data storage is another area. Also, you'll start seeing questions on cyber security and digital business models. Now, if you buy the Yaeger CPA Review for 2018, I can tell you that all of these topics are in our 2018 textbooks. And by the way, we do sell our textbooks even if you don't get the whole course. And they're roughly about $60 some odd. Very reasonable compared to other companies. In fact, very few of our competitors just sell textbooks. But our textbooks we do sell now. They're bound, and all these topics are in those for the 2018 books. Also, all right, keep an eye out for the updated COSO framework, all right, which is under Enterprise Risk Management, all right, and that's expected to be published in September 2017, which will be eligible for testing in the second quarter of 2018. So if you go to our text on Enterprise Risk Management, you will see the new COSO rules, all right, which definitely will be tested. All right, now the next area is, let me go to regulation, and let me mention that you have to know the 2017 tax code. You don't have to know the new rules that Trump just signed in for the 2018 tax law, all right? You just have to know 2017 rules, and I want to tell you, when it comes to the tax rules, they do not actually test on areas that do change from test window to test window, the phase-out amounts. But I can tell you that the areas that people are always weaker on, if they do fail, deal with entities, which is the partnership and corporation taxation. All right, and that includes S corps as well as C corps. And also another area, if you're weaker in this area than the other candidates, on professional responsibilities, they're not going to pass you. I'm going to tell you right now, because professional responsibilities are ethics. And gee, if you're weaker in ethics than other candidates, they're certainly not going to pass a person who's weaker in ethics. So that's an area that if you're weaker, generally you'll end up with that big 73, 74, all right? And also the area entities. Now, why entities are people weaker? Because generally in college, you have one semester of taxation, and that's mostly individuals. And most people do not have an in-depth course on corporation tax, partnership taxation, all right? So those are the areas that people have the most trouble with. Also, concerning the Security Acts of 1933, there are exemptions to going through a public offering, a full public offering, a registration, and one of those are called Regulation D. And if you remember, Regulation D has 3 separate rules: 504, 505, and 506. Well, effective for the first quarter of 2018, 505 has been eliminated. So we just have rules 504 and 506. And 504 says that if you sell up to $1 million, all right, within a 12-month period, you have to follow the rules for 504. All right, now, there is no 505, but we still have 506, which is considered a private placement, which is selling security to sophisticated, informed investors. All right, so make sure you know the rules for 504 and 506. 505 has been eliminated. Also, all right, eligible for testing will be the fact that President Trump, everyone know who President Trump is? He signed an executive order promoting free speech and religious liberty, which directs the IRS not to enforce a provision in the Internal Revenue Code that bars tax-exempt organizations from engaging in certain types of political activities. Now, tax-exempt organizations can participate in political activities and keep their tax-exempt status. Also, all right, we have eligible, this was actually fourth quarter of 17, but it'll be on your first quarter of 2018, will be the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act. All right, now what is this Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act? Well, it says there are rules for individuals who live outside of the United States to report specified foreign financial assets to the Internal Revenue Service and also to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or as we call FinCEN. And that is in our textbook, I can tell you that. All right, now continuing on here, all right, for regulation, all right, make sure you know there's a few tax court cases, they're district court cases, and they deal with the first one. It's called Adams Steel versus the United States of America. And this case dealt with that it requires tax return preparers to have a PIN number now, all right, but can't charge for these numbers. So remember, before a tax preparer can prepare tax returns, they have to have what we call a preparer tax identification number, all right, but the IRS cannot charge for these numbers. And then we have another court case, which is James C. Sexton, all right, and Esquire Group versus Karen Hawkins, Director of the Office of Professional Responsibility of the IRS. And what this case held is that you, the preparer, can still prepare tax returns or offer tax advice even if you're suspended from practice before the IRS, since these activities don't meet that definition. All right, so those are cases. And by the way, this isn't stuff that I just came up with. All right, this is stuff that I found out when I went to the course providers. I told you I'm an accredited course provider, approved course provider, the ASCPA, met with the ASCPA examination division, and these are the items we were told. They gave us this. All right. Now, concerning FAR, well, FAR had lots of changes. All right. And make sure you know the new rules for revenue recognition. All right. Also, all right, for statement of cash flows, all right, make sure you know the classification of certain cash receipts and cash payments. And that's accounting standard ASU 2016-14. I'm sorry, 2016-15. All right. Now, also under business combinations, now they have actually the GASB, the FASB. I'm sorry, not the GASB, the FASB. All right, has defined what is the definition of a business, because you can only have a consolidation. All right, when there's a consolidation of a business. All right. And then on income taxes, all right, they discuss now the intra-entity transfer of assets other than inventory. And once again, we discussed these in our books. All right, now, under statement of cash flow, and I've mentioned this several times, now we have an area that's either in the body of statement of cash flow, which means you have to show restricted amounts of cash, all right, in the statement of cash flow or in the footnotes to the statement of cash flow. And concerning compensation, all right, now you have to show that when you calculate your net periodic pension cost or your net post-retirement cost, all right, when you bring that over to the income statement, remember the net pension expense amount, all right, will go in expenses, the operating expenses, but the service cost component is no longer a portion of the pension expense. The service cost is a component of pension cost, but when you bring it over to the income statement, the pension expense amount excludes the service cost, and that service cost is a separate item under other expenses. And, all right, with post-retirement benefit costs, the same thing. All right, when you come over and bring over your post-retirement benefit expense, you don't include service costs on the income statement. The service cost component of the post-retirement benefit cost, all right, is shown as a separate item as other expenses on the income statement. And also, all right, there's changes in the accounting dealing with stock-based compensation or non-qualified compensatory stock options, all right? And that is ASU 2017-09. And we go over this once again in our books. Now, what about auditing? Well, all right, there's a lot of small changes, but this is one major change you should know, all right? Now, it says here, all tasks in auditing that deal with internal controls throughout the blueprint were updated to say it includes an audit of an entity's internal control rather than the word examination of internal control. So now, all right, we no longer do an examination of internal control, we do an audit of internal control. And another thing is that, all right, is auditing SAS 132, which is the auditor's consideration of an entity's ability to continue as a going concern. All right? All right? So make sure you know what's in SAS 132. And then there's a new one, SAS 133, is the auditor's involvement with exempt offering documents, which are securities which are exempt from registration under the SEC Act of 1933. All right, so this is a new auditing standards, SAS 133, which deals with how you deal with the audit of exempt securities, which are securities that are exempt from registration under the 33 Act. Now, a few other points I want to mention once again is this, all right? If you are failing the exam, all right, go look at the blueprints, all right? Go look at the blueprints. No ifs, ands, or buts, okay? Go look at the blueprints. Also, the other thing is this. if you are 5 to 10 points away from passing in your course, all right, I recommend, here's a marketing moment, okay? I recommend our cram course. Our cram course is a review of all of the items that are covered on the blueprints, which means all the information you must know on the exam. Now, it doesn't go through every question as we do in the regular course, but we give you an overall review. Now, why is the cram so good? Well, when we did our live course, all right, we went through our course live, the entire course, and then the last 2 weeks, all right, we then gave a cram course to our own students, and also people who took other courses could take the cram course. And we kept statistics, and we found out if the people bought that cram course, all right, plus they took a regular course, especially our course, all right, their grades came up by 5 to 10 points. Hey, watch it. And if you bought a regular course, make sure you leave the last 2 weeks to watch the cram, because the people who passed last time, I've asked them, I've spoken to them, all right? The ones who passed watched the cram. The ones who did not watch the cram, all right, did not necessarily pass, okay? So watch the cram. Also, all right, good examples of the actual simulations, all right, are found on the AICPA website. So you go to aicpa.org, which is actually the CPA candidates website, and there are examples of the different types of simulations. Now, people say, hey, these courses we take have phenomenal amount of simulations, all right? Well, let me tell you something, okay? Those are not AICPA simulations, because the AICPA doesn't release that many simulations. So these are all author constructed. If you want to see the real simulations, all right, my suggestion is go to the AICPA.org website, and those are examples of simulations that were actually made up by the AICPA. I don't want to look at simulations made up by a course provider, okay? Very important. All right, now, the next thing is, let me see what else I have here. All right, now, and also, let me mention another plug for us. All right, being in our course, as far as I know, maybe I'm wrong, but we actually cover those blueprints. All right, the books, we do sell our books if you want to buy the books, okay? All right, but I don't suggest you just buy books if you don't have a course. All right, so our books are available for sale, and if you have any questions, all right, you can go to our website, Yaeger, CPAreview.com, or call our business office and talk to Sonny Cox, all right, and his number is 301-874-4900. That's 301-874-4900, all right, extension 6 between the hours, all right, we're on Eastern time, and Sonny's normally there from 8 to 6, and actually, he answers the phone afterwards. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, all right, I want you to study and pass this exam, and I don't know what else to say to you, but once again, happy, healthy New Year. I hope this helped you, and let me see here. I'm just looking, any comments here, maybe to answer? No. All right, now, if you go to the Facebook page, all right, Megan, our Chief Operating Officer, actually, I think, put on the links here, all right, to get the changes that I just discussed. So if you go to our Facebook, Yaeger CPA Review Facebook, all right, you can actually download these changes, all right? Now, the next, all right, here's a question from Omar. All right, do we provide the PDF ebook? All right, and the answer is yes, we do. All right, we provide in our regular course, all right, for people taking it for the first time, we provide bound books. Is that correct, Bon? I hope I'm right. We actually provide the bound books, and also you can get it on PDF files. So we do that. All right, and Omar says, all right, CR for cram courses. I'm not sure what that means, Omar. All right, but I can tell you that we do use the books for the cram course. We use our textbooks for the cram course. And we're a cram course, all right, that actually is a video, all right? It's not audio, it's video. So it's like coming to a class, all right? And it says, yes, the PDF comes with the cram. It does come with the cram. The PDF files come with the cram, not the books. We don't give the hard copy books for the cram. All right, I think that's the only comment. All right, wait a minute. Let me see here. All right, I think that's it. All right, anyway, if you have any questions and you want to call me, let me give you my number. Okay, here's my number. All right, you can reach me. You can call me directly. 301-315-0888. 301-315-0888. That's in Maryland. I'm on Eastern Time. I'll be happy to talk to you. You know, even if you're not one of our students, all right? I will do that for you, okay? So anyway, I hope you got a lot out of this. I know we went to 21 minutes, but I wanted to be thorough. I know probably people dropped off, you know, because usually about 10 minutes is all they can deal with. But hey, if you stayed on, it proves to me you showed a commitment, and that's what's most important. And let me mention what's going to happen in 2018. We're going to be doing a webcast, interactive webcast, and we'll announce those dates in January. And basically, anybody can watch those, all right? And I'm going to take questions on those. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Happy, healthy New Year, and I hope you pass the CPA exam. Take care, and we'll see you soon.